Now, today is the big day, the day that we find out how good or bad my Patrol will look. By the looks of it, the car was used for 40 years straight as a paddock basher or as a four-wheel drive, so there is mountains of chips and cracks, and the paint has faded and cracked away in massive areas. So these are the steps for today. Number 1, we're going to grind out all the rusty spots. Number 2, we're going to weld in our new handcrafted replacements. Number 3, I'm going to take it out and give it a good hand wash to see what we're actually working with. And then number 4, polish it all down and cry. Well, hopefully not. My expectations are kind of low, but my spirit is high. So let's crack into it. Bugger.
Now, first on the list to deal with was the back left corner. This had rusted out fully and created a massive hole, so it had to go. So first things first, Cam grabbed the grinder and started cutting through each layer, until we can take the corner off.
Wow.
What are we looking at, Cameron?
There's a big hole. We found more rust.
Oh, there's rust under rust.
No.
It's crazy.
No, we'll keep digging. I'll just cut that whole sill gutter off so we can get to some good metal.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
After making that shocking discovery, we then moved on to the passenger side sill and seat mount. And this one was a lot simpler.
$0.20. Nice. Nice.
Nice. So a bit of a progress update. We've got the left side sill here, which matches up perfectly. Now this is the left side seat mount, and it goes that way. So we have cut out the separate piece, gonna weld that on top, and then weld up the end. Because all we need to do is just match up those mount points there. So that should work. Then we have the inside skin of the cab, because there's 2 layers here that need to be replaced, and that will sit up something like that, but a little bit better hopefully. And then Cam's gone and made that roof part, and then ignore that. And then I have just finished off the driver's side sill, and that's just basically the same, just a bend down and then a bend up. Very wonky and lots of dents in it, but it'll work. It's a little bit long, but something like this, and she is good as new.
After I finished making the replacement pieces, Cam was able to crack into the welding, and he had quite a few pieces to get through.
Is it a little bit more rusty than you thought?
No. Knew it was going to be rusty. Be careful of the brake lines. I'm just scratching around with the screwdriver to find some good metal to weld to. The more that I pull apart the rust, the more that I find, which is a bit annoying. I keep digging, I do find some good parts to weld to. So what we're going to do is cut from here before all the rust starts, from here all the way along to about there, straight across all the way there, instead of going down here where it's good and then up, back down here where it's good and then across. It's easier just to do one big square. A bit easier to cut and weld and much nicer to make it work. So yeah, I'll keep looking for some good metal to cut and weld to. try and recreate that. Nice.
And for those who are curious on how he created the replacement pieces, it's not as fancy as you think.
Professionals do it. It seems slow and tedious.
So what?
Slow and tedious.
Oh yeah.
How's it looking?
Still got a bit of fiddling to do, but it's got the right shape.
Now, I just want to clear up some expectations. My personal expectations for this build is that it's not going to be perfect. Now, originally I did say we're going to do a full respray, but then I had to pay rent and buy a bunch of unnecessary camera gear. And at this point in time, it's just not worth it. Now, with that being said, how are we going to make it look all right? Now, if this was Cameron's build, he would do what he did to the International and bog it up and leave it there, which, fair enough. I think for the International, the fact that it looks royally fucked makes it look awesome. But for this girl, not so much. Although our solution isn't the best either. The surfaces that we need to spray paint are mainly the sills, which is going to be covered by plastic, alright? The floor, that's going to be covered by carpet, so we probably won't even paint it. And the roof, which I am 175 centimeters, so I am well below the roof. So, that got me thinking, why don't we do something that we're going to regret later? And that, of course, is red aerosol paint. So the thought process here is these spots are not going to be very visible to people. And the cost between these three and getting custom-made paint with the thinners, the hardeners, primers, and your 2K clear coat over the top of that, it's like $250 to $50 to get my roof painted, which isn't going to be visible, maybe. I do have to warn you that the Polycraft Acrylic Red does not have the exact same paint color as a Nissan 465, I think that's the paint code. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to, but anyway, so as much as I hate to say it, we're going to be using spray cans on my Patrol. Now, I was going to buy this stuff for my Alpha because it is black paint and black paint is terrible. But what I have here is the Bowden's 3-way stuff. Basically, it's clay lube, iron decontamination, and apparently a wax remover, but I don't care about that. And a clay bar, also from Bowden's. This is like $50 in total. The 3-way helps to bring out any of the iron and metal stuff that has been wedged into the paint, and the clay bar is going to lift it and make it smooth. I'll show you what I mean. And then we have the most popular compound, which is Meguiar's compound, and as of right now, I do not have a polisher for it. But let's just see what happens. Now, before we go take it out for its first proper wash, let me show you what the state of the paint is. I've gone and taken the side mirrors off just to show you what the original paint would have looked like, and there is a massive difference between the paint that was covered up first when it was manufactured and the paint that's still somehow here 30 years later. So not only is the paint extremely oxidized, it's also just cracked and chipped as well. So the Patrol is supposed to have single stage paint. And what that means is basically the clear coat and the base layer is mixed in together and sprayed on top. So you don't have base coat and clear coat on top, it's together, which means it's more difficult to restore because you're actually removing layers of paint as compared to modern day when you're just removing clear coat. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well Matthew, 40 years of being out in the bush, surely there can't be much paint left on this 40-year-old four-wheel drive. And you are correct, hence why I'm worried. But part of the main part that I wanted to give it a polish is because this roof here looks stupidly oxidized, but not cracked. So I'm gonna give it a clean down and hit it with a polisher.
But before we can get to that, we had to strip the fenders off to reach some smaller rust spots. It was also around this time that Cam got his hair cut.
Alright, so Cam and I have got all the flares off, and I gotta say, I like the way that it looks without these flares on. It reminds me of like the American, oh god, I'm gonna butcher this. I don't know, Ford F4 150, something around like the old ones. I don't know, just something about this viewing angle here just reminds me of it a lot. Yeah, of course the wheels come out slightly. So, yeah, they're gonna have to go back on.
And after that, I used some rust converter and Cam showed me how to use body panel filler. But once that was set, it was time to rock and roll.
just good. Holy. Oh, let me just grab that really quick. Right, straight. Just chuck it in the center. Stop. Stop. That's way too much. That is way too much. What the... Cameron.
It's fine. That is fine. Let's go with that.
That's way too much. Alright, I'll go with that then. So this is going to get rid of all the stuff that can be rubbed off with with agitation. So then afterwards we can go hit it with a clay bar and get rid of all the leftover iron and shit that's left in there. And in an ideal world, I would take the bull bar off, but didn't get around to doing that, so I'm just gonna have to deal with this. Because as my first project car, I'm loving it. It is absolutely awesome. It's just so cute looking. All right, let's make sure we don't get up inside. Give it some hard agitation. Now, the reason we're washing it now, while we still have more bog to put on and to prime the metal surfaces so they don't rust straight away after this, is because I gotta get home for work tomorrow, and I really wanted to get this video done, so you guys are just gonna have to put up with this, which hurts me too. Speaking of putting up, let's put up the window, because of course we don't want any water getting through here. Now this vehicle was originally from ACT, because it's got the word Belconnen on it. And there's a unit here, which if I find it, I'll put it up. Shout out to, I'm assuming where we bought this, or maybe it was a work vehicle. Now's a good time to talk about the paint condition, and the biggest mark here is a bit concerning. I really don't know what to do about that, because if I get my red spray paint and go, psh, it's just gonna look stupid. But obviously I don't have the correct paint to match, and you know, all that time and money. What do you reckon? Keep first aid sticker on or off too? I kind of like the look of it. Am I breaking the law if I keep it on because I don't have a first aid kit? Can someone let me know, please? I'd rather not break the law. Oh yes, let's put my expensive mitt all over this bar. This is where Ella and I are going to do all the cooking or something. Maybe I don't really know what the plan is. So the goal for this clean is to try and get rid of that feeling of when you touch something that's just got a little bit of dust constantly on it. You know, you look at your hand and it's just already kind of dirty. Now, yes, that's kind of like the whole thing of having a four-wheel drive and blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah, but it's my car, I can do what I want. Someone keep a tally list of how many things I've gotten wet that shouldn't be wet. So finally, we are moving on to claying and iron decontaminating the car. We've set up here is a test to see what the difference can make on the bonnet. We've got some electrical tape, because we don't have any masking tape. That's so sorry, guess how much this costs?
No idea, I wouldn't even know
like
where to start.
$29 or something.
Wow.
I was gonna get the AliExpress version, but I didn't have the time to do that. So,
2 bars.
no idea how long this is gonna last us. I've got the whole vehicle to do basically.
We're gonna end up doing half the bonnet, so we can see before and after and see the difference.
And nothing to do with the fact that I don't have time to do the entire thing.
Yep.
Movie magic. Strain my eye. Oh, it smells good. Oh, yes.
So it should just be gliding over. Nice and smooth. And let me see. We've already got some spicy goodness picked up there. How good.
Oh, my eyes.
It smells, doesn't it?
But it smells good. I can
It
smell it.
it smells good.
I can smell it through my eyes.
Yeah. It smells like fruitful and then not. How'd you go?
Done.
Awesome. Do you want to grab a towel? I think there might be a towel in the car. And using your very clean microfiber cloth or Kmart towel, just give it a wipe down. So you're supposed to actually pay attention to which foam pad you're going to use, but coarse blue. I don't want too coarse because I don't want to go too far down.
Yeah, right.
I'd rather it being like an okay job but still have paint than it being no paint, you know?
Right.
So we're going to attach pad onto it. So from what I remember from researching, we're going to dab a few pieces onto here, so tip it upside down. Oh, yes. Nice and not equal. And now you're just going to go plop, 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 and just do like, move it around more. So the first time you go over it, you're just moving the stuff around, not polishing, just spreading it all out. Don't forget to go around to the side here. And stop.
Put some more.
So now take a look at that. So that's because of the single stage paint. Obviously the paint and the clear coat are together. So don't be too worried, be only a little bit worried. Oh, you reckon you can actually see a reflection in it?
Oh yeah. Wow, you can actually see the difference is just absolute sun-dried from the outback to a shine, a reflection. Probably can't see it in the camera, but I can see you off the reflection. It's
I know, we can
pretty
see
cool.
you.
And we haven't even polished it yet, so I reckon it's going to come out pretty good
When we have polish.
when we have polished.
So,
Look at that already.
yeah, that's a much bigger difference.
I haven't even polished it. I can't wait till we actually polish it.
Paint.
That looks good.
Right.
So today we have tackled most of the rust, including doing whole new cuts and welding them in, thanks to Cameron. I've unsuccessfully bogged everything up, so that sounds like a Cameron issue later. So we've got to do some more sanding.
We just started to run out a bit of a daylight, so we thought we'd get the bit of a polishing done and close up for the episode. And
You can clearly see the difference between cut and not cut paint.
we haven't even polished it yet, so it's going to get much more shinier than
Yeah,
that.
it's going to get a lot more shinier in the next episode.
We're not going to want to take it off-road after it looks like come from that to that, trust me.
Yeah,
So
it's
we're
completely
going
different to the
off-road.
International, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
So that'll be about all for today's episode. Thank you heaps for watching. Sorry I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do. It was very informative for me. First time using a grinder, didn't get to weld. It was the first time for
Didn't
us
get that.
using polish or any of this stuff, hence why we butchered it probably, so sorry to the detailers.
If you have any suggestions or any if you actually know properly what you're doing, unlike us, we're giving a red hot go, but if you're a professional and you know exactly what you're doing or any suggestions, definitely let us know because we're all ears.
Yeah, basically if you want to save this build, this is the video to type in the comments, this is how you do it so it won't look fucked.
Yep.
And apart from that, let's get out of here and I'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye. That's how we always do it. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. I gotta go home.